What's going on, YouTube? This is Big Russ for Project Concept, and I know my last video was literally my kittens playing with an app. I've been sick lately, but yeah, we're not going to let that get me down. Today, I'm going to talk about 5 things I hate about this turd behind me, and some of the things I like about it. And yeah, let's get it started. So, as you can see, we're talking about my Dakota. First off, some of the things I hate about this truck, aside from the shitty matte black paint job, which is actually primer. The only panels on the truck that are decent: door on both sides, roof, the cab as a whole, and yeah, the roll pan. That's about it. Tailgate's alright-ish. As you can see, the bed is not completely useless, but it's pretty hacked up. But the first big thing I hate, the guy I got it from took a baseball bat, and you can see what he did. He did this to all 4 corners so he could fit impossibly wide wheels on a truck with a stock rear end. And I think the patch panel comes up to here. I'm not sure. But if it doesn't, I have to deal with this. And that's on both sides. As well as right here, where the taillight goes, there's no patch panel for that. I have to replace this whole bedside because of that. And you'd be like, oh, you can pull the dent out. Yeah. But then I've got this whole bacon mess going on right here. So, the first thing I hate about it is the body mods. I wouldn't even say body mods. I think this wheel is the only one with 6 lugs or wheel studs still on it. Granted, it's only got 4 wheel nuts on it, but that's better than this one, which has 4 with only 3 bolts or 3 nuts. This one's got 6, which is amazing. But again, and it's got 4, so hey, that's better than nothing. And then, yeah. So really, I only got to fix one side of the truck in terms of that for the safety. So that's 2 things I'm hating about this truck. Third, even though I like it, I hate it because there should be a door handle here. Guess what? The truck battery's dead. I can't get in the truck. But I've got the slider. I'm too big to fit through that. So, yeah, it's cool, but I hate it. Number 4. You'll be able to see this one easy. Do you see that bolt right there? This bolt right here. That goes to this bar. Well, this bar runs from my axle to my frame, and it touches the bag. Now, it's not a huge problem if, you know, it's a trailer queen, but this truck's not. I've got to redo my rear suspension because my pinion angle's off, and that's off. That shouldn't be that way. Whoever put this together did a shitty job. And really, the last thing I really do hate about this truck is this tank. It's like a 19-gallon air tank with one little tiny compressor that I don't even know what size it is. And it's bolted down on the backside, so it's not going anywhere per se. But, you know, like, that's a problem. Now, what all do I have to do to fix this? Get a smaller tank and a second compressor, which is cheap enough. It's not a big deal. Also, I have no clue what the fuck this is. So, yeah, this is gone as soon as I can get it gone. Yeah. But some of the things I do like about this truck are the fact that it is bagged. You don't see Dakotas bagged that often. You see S10s, Nissans, Toyotas, because they were cheap back in the day. And they're cheap now. Well, except for the Toyotas. Toyotas hold their value like nothing else. But, yeah, like Dakotas, they were on the expensive end of the mini truck thing. And technically it's not a mini truck, it's a midsize. My Ranger is a lot smaller than this. My S10 is a lot smaller than this in terms of width. So, you know, it's one of those things, guys. So, here we are, back under the engine bay. One thing I do like is the previous owner installed these LED fog lights, which they work okay-ish. He did have some ugly-ass headlights on it. I put these on because I think they look better, but as you can tell, the fitment is rather shitty. As you can see, like, right there, that's where this is supposed to bolt up. It doesn't. Like, I have no clue how to even attach that on that side. In this side, I don't think I had a bolt to go there, but I just have to adjust these in, and it'll fit. So that's nice. I've got to rewire the fog lights to an actual switch. They were originally wired into the old headlights. This is the 3.9 V6, which it's not a horrible motor, but when you buy a Dakota, you want the 5.2 or the 5.9, just because power. This thing has the fuel efficiency of the V8s. Sad. But it's one of those things. I don't care. You know? It's relatively easy to work on, except for the one thing I have to replace on it. And I have to literally lift the engine up to replace my oil pan. Previous owner busted it. I have no clue how. Let's see. For the most part, I still have my factory wheel well liner. But I have this mess of wiring here. This big one here is for my compressor. You can see how he, ghetto rigged this to hold the cable on. These things are like $2, $3. You know, they're not expensive. But I have to redo the wiring for the compressor. I've got to redo a lot of stuff on this truck that I shouldn't have to. Day after I brought it home, I did this stripe, mainly because I hate the matte black. Yeah, some people are like, oh, it looks so cool. I don't like it. I think it looks like shit. This truck is getting painted, so there's that. Oh, let's see. If we can see inside. As you can see inside, I've got a air pressure gauge sitting in my center console. That's right into my tank, so I know how much air pressure is in my tank. And beside my console, you'll see that gigantic ass switch box. I think only 4 or 5 switches are actually wired in. One for each front corner, and then one for the fronts together, and then one for the rear, or 2 for the rear. Yeah, very simple setup. Nothing overly crazy. As you can see, I've removed most of the for sale stuff. Let's see if we can see through the tent. There we go. We can see through the tent. Dual bucket seats. It is a 5-speed. Yeah, we can't even see through the back window. So, we'll open this up. Okay, so, as you can see, very simple truck. I did add the wood grain dash trim. That radio doesn't work. It was in the truck when I got it, so that's one thing I'm going to be swapping out. I've got to find a Android radio that I like that fits in there. I really don't want to hack up this one. I do have a factory black one that he cut up already, so I don't mind making adjustments on that. But I kind of like that wood grain. And it fits the color I'm painting it. And you can see a air gauge that doesn't work because, I mean, shit, look at the condensation and oxidation on the lens. Let's see if I remember correctly. This is the fill valve to lift the front driver's side. On that side, as for the passenger front, and then the dump. He had a train horn set up for this, but removed it before I got it, which I don't care. And then that's for the rear. As you can see, it's teed down here to go to both bags. So a very simple setup. It's not the best. I do have to adjust these two linkages to get my pinion angle correct, so where that's sitting more flat, and then my bags will actually be realigned. For some reason they had done that. And you can see my super loud, super obnoxious exhaust, which is just a like an 18-inch glass pack. So that's the things I don't like or hate, and the things I do like about my Dakota. Hopefully soon I will have the money to put back into it to get it back on the road. I need an oil pan, a headlight switch, and as you saw, tail lights, and it'll be street legal if I can get around the whole no emergency brake thing, which I don't care. So if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, leave me some comments, some questions. I'll do my best to answer them, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.